My body has been through more phases than I can count, and here's the real story behind each one. So I was actually a competitive gymnast, training long hours, pushing through pain and injuries, and gymnastics really gave me the discipline, the resiliency, and the strength that I have today. And when I was in gymnastics, I was super strong, but I was also super lean, to the point where my other teammates were saying, "You don't even have a butt." So flash forward to when I finished gymnastics. I went into weightlifting so I could really build the body that I never really had when I was competing. So these photos here are when I first kind of started weightlifting. I was super lean cut. I didn't really have a butt too much either. And it really took me about 2 years of hard training, following a program that I made myself, to get to my dream body, and something that I was very happy and proud of, which is what these photos are. I finally built the curves, the muscle, the strength that I really wanted. Then the pandemic hit, gyms closed, routines changed, and I completely stopped training. At least for like 6 months, and I was still eating the exact same way. So what happened was everything went onto my body, and I gained about 20 pounds of body fat, which is seen in these photos. And it was honestly the first time in my life that I felt big, and I felt bloated, and I felt extremely not confident. And even like sharing this with you guys, this was really a low time in my life, but if it could help relate to one person, then that's what really matters to me. Showing you that, you know, if you are going through something, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel too. So what actually pushed me to change my weight and make a change was like, this was still during the pandemic, and I wasn't even realizing that I was putting on this much like body fat. But this person commented and was like, "Wow, your mom is really feeding you well. You know, you're looking huge. You're looking fat." And honestly, this stung, and it kind of was my eye opener to wake up. And it wasn't necessarily in a toxic way. It just made me realize that I wasn't really taking care of myself the same way that I have been during the pandemic. So pretty much the next day, I went downstairs and I started to use my parents' Peloton bike that they had, and I also supplemented this with weight training because I knew all of the different things to do. It was just I needed to push myself outside my comfort zone and actually do it. In addition to the activities that I was doing every single day, I also made sure to clean up my diet a lot, because during the pandemic, it was a time where, you know, there wasn't that many things to do. So it was just trying new recipes, trying new food, baking new things, and you know, that all adds up, especially if you're not doing any physical activity. However, I changed my habits. It took about 6+ months to shed everything off, and that is how I looked after. And I came back after a pretty low time. So flash forward a couple years from there, you guys are probably like, yeah, she stayed lean. She's a personal trainer now, whoop-de-doo. No, I got into a relationship. I don't care what you guys say. Happy relationship weight is a thing. We would go out to a lot of restaurants and try a lot of different foods, and we were intaking way more than we were outputting regardless of working out, and I gained a lot of the weight back. I was the strongest I've ever been. I was able to push a lot of weight. However, I wasn't as lean as before. So moving on to today, I'm still in that relationship. I found a good balance with food, and I'm definitely more consistent at the gym, going 5 a.m. in the morning consistently. I am not at the peak strength level that I once was at because I have a reduction in body fat. However, I am the most happy and comfortable I've ever been in my body, so I count that as a win. And I'm just able to keep these habits consistently and finally make it a sustainable lifestyle. If there is anything that you take away from this video, it should be that the body goes through different phases. Fitness is not a linear, right? It's not a straight line. It goes in waves. It has its ups and downs, right? You can have your heavy phase, your lean phase, your strong phase, your weaker phase, right? And that doesn't mean that you're failing. It just means that you're human. And no matter how many times you fall off, you can always come back. I did multiple times.